is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some Silent Hill, the short message, and I will be doing a video eventually talking about the short message and my impressions of it, but today I'm going to be talking about the Silent Hill 2 remake trailer, or the combat trailer, what they call it, and what I honestly feel, as well as gauging everyone else's impressions, because a lot of people before the recently released State of Play, I've heard a lot of noise about Silent Hill 2 was going to be there, and a lot of people were excited because they hadn't seen it in such a long time. But now that it has released, we now can gauge everyone's impressions or what everyone thinks. And I think the biggest thing I've come out of the whole thing with, not everybody, but a good portion of everyone who saw it, who cares about Silent Hill 2 Remake, is just the fact that a lot of people just think that it does not look good, that it doesn't look great, and that they're really worried. Some may still be optimistic, but they're very cautiously a lot about it. But there's a lot of reasons why. Obviously, Konami is not the Konami of old. People have picked on Bloober Team. They're the ones behind it. Maybe they're not the best equipped at doing it, etc., etc. But once again, what I like to do is, before I even engage in anyone's reaction, I always like to look at something myself, going in there completely cold and watching it, and then I look at what everyone else says and see if there's anything similar. And so I'm a little bit more, I guess, easygoing. I won't say when I saw the trailer I thought it was the greatest thing ever, because it wasn't. But I'm always kind of like just wait and see. But I think the two things I got out of the trailer the most for me, and maybe you guys felt the same way, is one, I just thought it was a very, very weird trailer. Because let's just be honest, it's been like a year? I forget when it was first unveiled, but the first teaser footage we're showing the cinematic stuff of Silent Hill 2 Remake's first showing. Nothing gameplay wise, but it's been a little while since we've seen that. So this is kind of like the first, I guess, official really reveal in terms of the gameplay and stuff, in terms of a long period of time of watching actual gameplay in a game, not just cinematics. And for this official reveal, first impressions are very key. It didn't feel like the kind of footage you would see from something that you're trying to unveil for the first time, especially something like Silent Hill 2, a remake of Silent Hill 2. You want to bring it. This just felt like footage you find after they've already unveiled so many trailers, and it's a couple weeks or a month before it's about to release, and you just found this random footage of someone trying to show off some few random scenes that don't have any connection or collaboration with each other, just random gameplay moments and stuff. That's kind of what it felt like. It didn't feel like something that you expected to see for a first really gameplay reveal, let alone a combat trailer reveal. It just felt really weird and out of place. But that's kind of how I felt with a lot of this whole trailer, and how it was just kind of put together and really didn't show off the essence of what really people expect from Silent Hill 2. But that was the one thing I felt was weird. The other thing that I felt even concerned me a lot more, at the end of the whole thing, obviously people were wondering what a release date is. Now, before this thing was even shown off, a lot of people have been pointing out that the year 2024 was going to be a year that Silent Hill 2 Remake comes out. Now, after seeing this thing and how it looked and all, because it looked a little rough around the edges in certain points, but my whole thing is that I think a lot of people were expecting it to come out this year. Now I really don't know, and there's a lot of doubt that it is because, and then it just kind of confirms it with, it didn't look like the greatest thing in the world, but also the end says that it didn't, not only did it not give a release date, it says it's still in development. Now, I was under the impression that it was kind of coming along, and normally, and I use let's just use a Resident Evil comparison here. When they showed off Resident Evil 4 Remake, I think it came out 6 months after it was first officially revealed. I think people were kind of getting to that sense, but no, it really feels like it's a ways off, which gets to me my next point. And why I just feel like this trailer didn't feel as good and legit is it just feels like they just were either forced or I don't know what happened. I'm just speculating to just put something out where it probably would have been better off just to wait and not show anything because you want stuff like this, especially for a remake. And it's not just a remake of any game. It is a remake of Silent Hill 2. You want it to be, you want that first impression done right. I always liked the whole way they first revealed Resident Evil 2 remake. The whole start of that reveal. I thought they did that perfectly. Here, it just it didn't have the magic that it should have, and it just felt like it was forced out way earlier than it needed to be. Because I'm always on this belief. I do not mind waiting for something. You like updates at least, but it just feels like I don't feel like this game, and maybe I could be proven wrong, the way it looks right now should come out this year. Because I'd rather wait another year than have it rushed and we just look at it like, hey, it's a disappointment or really bad, like maybe Resident Evil 3 remake or something like that. I'm just on the mindset, hey, I'm willing to wait as long as it takes. But I've heard another interesting tidbit online, and I can't confirm this because it's just a bunch of people on the internet. So until you get official confirmation, but it kind of ties into the whole thing that this trailer just feel like a well put together thing. Is apparently some people have seen this thing before. Well, we saw the footage, and it was something they saw last year. So the point is that it's apparently an older build. Now, why they would show an older build, I have no idea. And once again, I can't 100% confirm or deny this stuff I've heard on the internet. It could be random BS for all we know, but I figured I'd say it out. But it would add up to this whole thing feeling just really weirdly put together. Not to mention, they call this a combat trailer. Now, I know it's a remake and you want to make things better and superior, but that's just, the combat is not something I would show off really kind of first for a Silent Hill 2 game, because the combat was not something that people really talk about or love about the Silent Hill 2. I would give a little bit of like the story to newer people, what you're doing there, what's the whole synopsis of everything, the environment, that creepy atmosphere. Because there were some decent shots I liked in the trailer, but it just felt like it wasn't the right trailer for what you needed to show for that particular moment in time, if that makes any sense to you. So, my honest opinion, I would have just waited. I think that's my biggest thing. I still think this thing will be a solid game. I don't know if it's going to live up to the masterpiece of Silent Hill 2, the original, but only time will tell. But I'm always an optimistic person. I get it, and I get people's thinking, oh, it's ruined already, it's doomed, I'm really fearful. And I get it, I understand it, and I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking that, but I do feel like they should have just held off on it. I know people have been anxious, they want to see it, but you don't want to put something out like that and get people even more worried, because now it just it didn't do them any favors. Not to mention, what they showed off just wasn't really effective in terms of getting someone to get really excited for your game. I mean, it did kind of the exact opposite. A lot of people are really questioning a lot of things. Is this going to be worth the time and effort? I mean, I've heard a lot of things. I've heard a lot of people saying that, hey, they're going the Resident Evil remake route and the combat and stuff like that. Only time will tell, but at the end of the day, we just want solid, good, entertaining games. And granted, it is a different circumstance because this isn't a normal game. It's a remake of one of the games that defined the survival horror genre, and we want it done well, we want it done right. But hopefully I gave my reasons and my impressions of what I felt about this trailer. As I said, they should have held off, in my honest opinion. It wasn't a well put together, thought out trailer in the first place, and it isn't what they should have been showing off for a real first impression to a lot of people for the first time, to get people, old time fans, excited as well as new time fans excited. But that is my opinion, as I always say. I want to hear your guys' opinion. What did you honestly feel about the Silent Hill 2 remake trailer? Did you possibly like it? Or are you kind of fearful, worried, you think they ruined it? Or are you just kind of like, hey, I'm going to wait and see, and that they probably should have held off, and maybe it was, corporations, top people forced it to be out at that time. Who knows? Because we know there's a lot of BS behind the scenes with the higher ups and the corporations of these high profile companies. But that is going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you all later. Peace.